thanks so much for joining us. Obviously, in Oxnard, it's fun to watch you guys getting ready. How's camp going so far for you?
It's going well. I feel like things are coming together pretty nicely.
So, as an LA guy, when we get here, are you the tour guide for your guys? Are you showing them around in the off days? How's that go?
I mean, everyone likes to hit their own spots. Like, guys come out here in the off season and whatnot. I know a lot of good food places. It's just that it's a little bit of a drive, so sometimes like nobody's really trying to go down there. But if we're going down to LA, then I could tell you about 10 good food spots to go eat.
Man,
are you a food truck guy? Are you one of those guys that you know where the taco spots are, or you got anything special like that?
I'm more of like a hole-in-the-wall restaurant kind of guy. Not just hole-in-the-wall, but like just really good food. So even if it's very well-known or if it's like a little hole-in-the-wall, then I feel like I'll get you right.
Are you a cooker yourself?
I know how to cook. I don't like to very often.
No, so I'll tell you what all the media guys and a lot of the players want to know tonight. Where do we go to watch the fight?
Ooh, to watch the fight. Like a restaurant?
Yeah, restaurant, bar, something like that. Or Vegas, if you got a seat on the flight.
Yeah, we were thinking. You thought maybe you chartered something up for us to get out there and watch that thing.
I'm not there yet. What's the deal still, bro?
Are you partnering up with somebody that might have that ability to get you on a plane?
I'm gonna be out here tonight watching the fight. I haven't figured out where yet though.
How big of a deal is it with the players? Are you guys talking about it? I mean, Errol from Dallas and all that fought at AT&T.
Yeah, I mean and I know who he's been training with. He's been training with Melvin Sanders, so I got a lot of faith in that guy. He does really good work, so I know he's gonna be in great shape and ready to go, if nothing else.
Have you been a big fight fan?
I got into boxing like a little bit recently. Not like recently. I've been boxing for a couple years now, just like getting mitts and whatnot. So I like to watch the fights. I feel like I learn a little bit just from watching. It's kind of like watching film. So
does that help you with your hands when you're playing?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about the hands.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you were a good wrestler? Was that just in high school or college too?
Not in wrestling college.
Yeah.
It was just high school.
What was in your decision? Was there any interest in wrestling in college, or was it just all like, hey, let's do the football thing?
I mean, if there was wrestling was like secondary to me. If I was gonna get a football scholarship, which I did, that was a done deal. There's no question.
So it's Osa Odighizuwa here, and he grew up in the Portland, Oregon area, and I grew up there as well. I called high school play-by-play at times when I was coming up, and there was some good football being played, but not a lot of great guys on the line of scrimmage come from that area. What was that like, being a man of your talents, playing in the city of Portland? I imagine you had a lot of success.
It was a lot of fun. It's crazy because some of the best guys that came out at the D-line were from my high school. My brother being the first one out of us, and then Samson Ibukam, he just signed with the Colts this last offseason, went to my high school as well. So. Yeah, I followed I had some big shoes to fill when I got to David Douglas.
Right on. Yeah, I remember Ndamukong Suh from Grant High School being maybe the previous big name other than you and your brother that had come out of there. But why do you think that area has talent at other positions or in other sports, but hasn't necessarily generated as much football players?
I feel like this just has to do with the Portland area in general. Football is not the biggest sport. It's not even. I feel like. Not a huge sports area in general. You know what I mean? Whereas like California is just like a factory when it comes to sports. Texas especially just takes all sports and all things sports super seriously, and it's like kind of a factory as well. So,
but the Odighizuwas, they were loving football.
Yeah,
ready to play. That's awesome. And what are your goals for this year? A lot of excitement around what you bring to the table. What are you trying to do yourself?
I'm not gonna get into stats or anything like that. I just know I'm trying to achieve some great things this year. Definitely got to build on what I did last year and just create more opportunities and take advantage of more opportunities that I'm getting, and be a little bit more productive.
What's been the focus for you this offseason? I mean, it seems like every offseason, everyone, rookie, veteran, whatever else, it's like, hey, I'm really trying to drill down on this. I'm trying to improve this. What's been the big offseason focus for you?
Just continuing to build myself up athletically, maximize myself, make sure my body is in great shape. Great condition, callous my body to be able to go more reps and just, taking advantage of more information that I'm getting on the field and just letting the game slow down a little bit for me and then just continue to polish my hands.
How advantageous is it for you? You know, we've asked some of the guys out here on offense that, you know, you guys have had some turnover on the coaching staff or guys are in different positions. How advantageous has it been for you that you've been able to spend, you know, you're in year 3 and you've been able to spend all of it with DQ working in the trenches? You've had AD here with you working this whole time. How much has that been a benefit, you think, to your development?
I could say that it's great because, like, you learn the same things over and over again. You're just getting more reps, which is just going to continue to make you better at it. It's going to start to hit a little bit faster. Things are clicking a little bit better. You know what I mean? You're a little bit more comfortable in the system because you know what you're doing. There's not really a question. You're not jumping from one system to another system and, like, having to learn new fundamentals or new plays and having to, like, re-download information into your brain and, like, delete a whole defense out and try and, like, you know what I mean? You get to reinforce the same learning that you've been doing for the last 3 years, so it just starts to click a lot faster and the game gets to slow down a little bit more. And then just the environment that they create, like, they're both 2 great coaches and I love playing for them.
You guys got quite a defensive line, though. The rotation that you guys can throw it, you know, you take Lawrence, you kick him down inside next to you on some nickel stuff and like that, man. That's got to feel good to know that you've got all those teammates that you guys can play multiple spots too. So it makes that defense even better when it comes to the stuff that you guys have to do up front.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then it just makes it harder for offenses to, like, kind of scout where you got guys lined up because you can line them up anywhere. So it makes it a lot of fun.
What can you tell us about the rookie Mazi Smith?
Man, that dude's going to be a problem. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does,
especially
once we get pads on. Didn't really get to do much in OTAs just because, you know, just a lot going on there. And, you know, so we had to just chill out and just kind of bide our time until we're getting to this point in camp when we get to put pads on. So I'm excited to see what he does on Monday.
You're excited to get the pads on Monday, or is it like, oh man?
No, I'm excited.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do you guys ever talk about how long it's been since this Cowboys team have won? I know that's kind of the elephant in the room always with the Cowboys, but how much talent you guys have right now? I mean, it's time. You know, this is a great opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like we got the same squad coming back on defense. Got a lot of good pickups in the offseason on offense. I feel like we're in a really good position to do something great.
Yeah. Okay. And then how important is it to win the division and have home field? You know, going into this, is that like we got to stay ahead of Philly and play at AT&T Stadium, or do you feel like it's just more important to get to the playoffs and see what happens?
I mean, you want to maximize your ability to win games in the playoffs. So I feel like we're playing at home. We got Cowboys Nation on our side. They're a good 12th man, especially as a defensive player. Like, how loud they get in the stadium is amazing. So I think that's something that's crucial. If it doesn't happen, we're going to make it make sense. But, you know, that's something that I feel like is amazing, especially getting that first-round bye so we can all get our bodies right, just make sure we're healthy going into that game.
I know one of the things about you that you've got a real big heart for the community. You've got a very charitable heart. You were doing several things this offseason out in the community with your foundation. You know, tell us a little bit about your Odighizuwa Foundation and what's the heart behind it.
I mean, the heart behind it is my mom, you know, coming from a single mother, just aiming to give back to single parents and single parent families just because there's not a lot of support for single parents at all. Like, they're trying so hard to support their kids. They don't have anyone looking out for them or even seeing the struggle that they're doing. They put on a strong face so that their kids could focus on being kids. And me growing up, I didn't even know half of the things that my mom dealt with because she was doing such a good job of just taking on that stress for herself so that we could focus on our education, sports, and things like that. So just wanting to be able to give back a little bit. We had an event recently, like in July. It was 40 for 40 single-parent superheroes. We had 25 single mothers out. And, you know, just giving them some gift cards and things like that and resources that they could use to be able to help their families and a little bit of money to be able to put into their families as well and just take that and use it as support. And then more than anything, just telling them, like, hey, we see you. We see what you're doing for your family, and we appreciate you.
I know one of the things I was out here talking to Cowboys PR the other day, and you came up and they were like, oh, if you get Osa to sit down, you want to get him talking, you need to ask him about his anime obsession.
I don't know if I'll call it an obsession. I'm an enthusiast. I'm not out here wearing a headband or a Naruto headband or anything like that. Like, I'm very enthusiastic about anime. I like it a lot. I feel like it's great fiction. You know, some of the best in existence, to be honest. You're going to find some great stories. There's stories that couldn't even be told in a different form than you could with anime. Just the depth, the character development, and then the art is just really fun, you know. And it's like I'm big into fiction and stuff like that because it's fun just to be able to like look at something and be like, how did they even come up with this? You know what I mean? Like it's very interesting.
So at Osa's house or man cave office right now, are there pictures and art? You collecting this stuff too?
Yeah, I got some posters. Just got a house recently, so
congrats.
I'm gonna start Thank you. I'm gonna start building up the sword collection. I got one sword that's from my favorite anime character. His name's Ichigo.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna start collecting like swords and little memorabilia like that as well.
So you've got, I know you've also got swimsuit model in your future, right? Or also your present. He's been doing some swimsuit modeling this offseason. Gavin, Dallas and Miami, walking the runway.
Yes, sir. Wow. Just a little bit. Shout out to my agent, Sam, right here. Sam does a really good job of just finding things that I enjoy off the field and opportunities for me to be able to take advantage of. I feel like, football is something that's gotten me in great shape, being a pro and starting to be able to take my nutrition and like my training into my own hands and stuff like that. I feel like it's paid off, and I've been looking better than I have like in a minute since I was in high school 40 pounds ago. So being able to take advantage of that and be recognized for it off the field, getting to walk the runway a little bit is a lot of fun.
They just had that, right? Miami just had the swimsuit thing this
it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks before
so
camp.
is it guys, gals kind of a thing, or is it just guy, or is it a
little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Guys
they mix
and
it
girls
up
walking,
like you're walking with other models and stuff like that. All right, cool.
Right on. So we're doing modeling, we're doing anime, and kicking butt at 3 technique for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
That sounds like a hell of a plan, man. We thank you so much for joining us here, and wish you nothing but the best here in Season 3. Give them hell, we'll be pulling for you.
Thank you.